Welcome. My name is Sham Mustafa, and I'm a co-founder and co-CEO at Correlation One. I'm excited to tell you more about our supply chain and logistics training program for Amazon Career Choice. Before we get into the presentation, I want to start with two stories. These are stories of your colleagues, your peers, former Amazon associates who took the supply chain and logistics program, worked really hard, and were able to find amazing jobs and change the career trajectory. These stories are important because they inspire us to do what we do. Let's start with Misty. Misty told Correlation One, change begins at the end of your comfort zone and at the beginning of this journey. Through this program, I am sure it wasn't easy for everyone, but for me, getting outside my comfort zone was a necessary change I had to make. I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of all the staff from Correlation One, my teaching assistant, and my career success coach, who are all amazing. The next story is from Jibril. Jibril told us, initially, I was not 100% confident that I would be able to get it. Correlation One provided an amazing instructor and a dedicated career success coach who helped me in every possible way. Soon, I landed an interview with an energy company, and the Correlation One team coached me on how to describe my learning and how I would be able to help them. I am now working as a manufacturing and supply chain engineer at POV. Now, these stories are great, not only because we want to highlight the successes of our students, but these are folks who are in your shoes, not just a few months ago. Both of them were graduates from our 2022 program who have already landed great jobs and have opened up new opportunities for themselves and their family. We understand your why. We know that you're all here because you want to change the trajectory of your career, whether it's inside or outside Amazon. We know that you want to get a family sustaining wage with benefits. That is exactly what we're here to do. And we thank you for your time again for listening through this presentation. Here is our plan for today. We're going to talk about four things today. There are four sections to this presentation. First is, what are the jobs in the logistics and supply chain ecosystem? Why is this a good career trajectory? What are the opportunities within this ecosystem? Second, we're going to talk about Correlation One's unique approach. We combine technical skills along with job search strategy plus career success coaching to get the outcomes that we get for our learners. We'll tell you more about it. Then we're going to talk about the program logistics. How long is the program? What is our expectation? What is the time commitment for you? As well as we will talk a little bit about the curriculum for the program. Finally, we'll conclude by talking about how you can apply to this program. So with that, let's jump right in. Why supply chain? Why is a career in supply chain a good investment of your time and energy? Today, supply chain jobs are one of the fastest growing job families in the world. The global supply chain management market is expected to grow 11% year over year from 2022 to 2030. And what this basically means is there's going to be a lot of jobs which require supply chain and logistics skills. As we all know, COVID, the war in Ukraine, has created new supply chain problems that every company in the world has to solve, whether it's Amazon or Johnson & Johnson or shipping companies. The whole world is rebuilding its supply chain. And one of the biggest trends in North America is nearshoring. It is the same in Europe as well, where big companies want to create new supply chains that's closer to their geography. So this is creating massive number of jobs for people who have supply chain and logistics skills. That is the reason this is going to be a fast-growing job. This is a job that pays well, and that's why this is going to be an interesting opportunity for all of you. So what are the jobs? How many jobs are there? Globally, across pharmaceuticals, industrials, manufacturing, retail, e-commerce, over 205 million jobs are expected to require supply chain and logistics skills. That's a lot of jobs. And knowledge and supply chains, more and more employers are looking into it and are prioritizing job candidates who have these skills on their resume. Now, what are these jobs? Like, what industries are looking for these jobs? The answer is it's very, very broad. Industrial, manufacturing, retail. Some of the job title or training program is going to prepare you for include supply chain analyst, supply planner, logistics analyst, logistics risk analyst, supply chain business analyst. This is all in the industrial sector. At Amazon, some of the roles which require these skills include logistics risk analyst, procurement operation analyst, and others. This is also across other industries such as healthcare. I'm not sure if you're aware, large healthcare companies like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and others have about 50% of their workforce are supply chain and logistics professionals. An example is over 2 billion doses of vaccines were produced in 2021 and 2022. Once you produce the vaccine, how do you get it to people? That is a supply chain and logistics problem. And so large pharmaceutical firms are spending billions and billions of dollars creating millions of jobs every year, which require the core supply chain and logistics skills. These jobs are also available in the public sector. Procurement analyst, allocation coordinator, allocation analyst. These are jobs which would require the skills that we teach. And finally, this is also present in the digital economy. Digital inventory analyst, IT logistics analyst are some of the job titles. The point of the slide is this training program that we offer will prepare you for hundreds and hundreds of job titles across every industry imaginable. So what are some of the things that you'll actually do on the job? Let's say you go through this training, you graduate, you receive your certification. You would be eligible in many instances to work as a supply chain analyst. Now, if you get this job, what you may do is you will help organizations analyze data and create methods to improve a company's delivery of its products and services. Johnson & Johnson is an example of a company that could use the skill. Pfizer is another company that could use the skill. And what would you do? For example, you might help an e-commerce or a healthcare brand organize effective supply routes across the country, considering item weight and delivery schedule needs. You might get a job as a procurement analyst, in which case you would help companies evaluate vendors and suppliers based on price, quality, and speed of delivery. For example, you might help a local Department of Transportation evaluate bids and proposal by analyzing price, quality, and other evaluation criteria for a new transit system that's being built. As a digital inventory analyst, you might help organizations analyze their inventory and determine which products are selling the most. For example, you might help a large TV network optimize and identify its inventory levels and usage patterns of its ad products to identify which channels are most profitable. One of the underlying skill here is analytics. We will cover a lot of analytics skills as part of the training program because as you can see, those skills are going to be helpful in giving you the broadest opportunity set once you graduate from the program. The goal for the next section is to talk about Correlation 1 and our approach when it comes to training, professional development, and connecting you to jobs. Let's jump right in. What is Correlation 1? Correlation 1 is a workforce development platform that focuses exclusively on upskilling people, reskilling people for jobs of tomorrow. We focus our training on skills of the future, such as supply chain and logistics, data analytics, web development, cybersecurity, data center operations, and other courses and other skills where there are lots of jobs. There's a shortage when it comes to employers finding these skills. And so we focus squarely on these jobs and skills, which we call as jobs of tomorrow. Our mission as a company is to create equal access to these jobs of tomorrow and to unlock diverse human potential at scale. What do I mean by that? We believe that all of us have skills, talents, and experiences which matter, which help us prepare for the future. And our goal is to work with you and bring out your skills, your talent, and your potential. So that's what we do as a company. Correlation 1 works with the leading enterprises of today. Obviously, you all know that we work with Amazon. We also work with companies like Johnson & Johnson, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, Target, Accenture, Citibank, Morgan Stanley, Ally, Walmart, Match Group. There are 100+ companies we work with, so it's hard to list all their logos here. But one thing I wanted to clarify, point out is we work with these companies and we actually train their own employees. That's what gives us an inside perspective on the skills that matter for our employer partners. We also understand what sorts of skills, people possessing skills, do well in the interview process at these companies. We take all that knowledge and insight and basically have created a training program for all of you that is designed to get results. To us, the way we define results is helping you find a job. That is our North Star. That is the goal for the entire program, to give you the hard skills, the professional development support, and the job network so you can land a job where you can build a career in this industry. Correlation 1 is one of the world's highest rated digital skills training platform. There's a website called coursereport.com where graduates of boot camps, where graduates of community colleges and universities rate the training providers, rate the experience of the training and the effectiveness of the training that they received. And it's a neutral third-party website. We have no control influence over these ratings. We are proud to say that Correlation 1's training programs have received a score of 4.94 on a scale of 5. So almost perfect scores with over 750 reviews. We receive these ratings because we focus on one thing and one thing. That one thing is we obsess over creating job outcomes for our learners. And we encourage you to go and take a look at coursereport.com so you can compare the effectiveness of our training programs. In addition to coursereport.com, we have received a number of recognition and prestigious awards. For instance, in 2022, last year, Correlation 1 was ranked as ranked number 6 among the list of top startups in the US. As many of you may know, there are tens of thousands of startup companies in the US. LinkedIn selected Correlation 1 as number 6 on that list. We also received an award from Fast Company as a world-changing idea. All this recognition or belief we are getting recognized for our work is mainly because we focus on delivering results. We try to live by one of Amazon's leadership principles of delivering results, and that's what we try to do. Result for us is helping you get jobs. This section is very important. We're going to talk about Correlation One's approach when it comes to training and connecting with jobs. So let's get right in. There are 4 distinct components to Correlation One's training programs. Number 1, there's the hard skills technical training. We will talk about the curriculum, what we teach you in a second. Number 2 is career coaching and professional development. In our view, professional development support, that's basically helping you prepare for jobs, helping you with your job strategy, identifying employers for you, helping you prepare for the interview process. All these things collectively we call as professional development support are as important as the technical skills we will be teaching you. The next component is jobs. We will talk about how we will connect you with jobs. And finally, the last part is the certification. There are requirements for the certification. We'll give you an overview of what they are today. Let's start talking about the training. There are 3 pillars to Correlation One's training program. Number 1, it's practical. Number 2, it's interactive. And number 3, it's flexible. It fits your schedule. What do we mean by practical training? We believe, for instance, anything we teach you should be a skill that's valued by your future employers. And so 100% of our training program, our curriculum is business case based. So in other words, this is not passive learning. You're not just listening to lectures. You're actually listening to business problems that some of Correlation One's large employer partners face today. We took the inspiration for them and we've created that curriculum. The second really important part of our training program is this is live instruction. We do not believe that consuming content on your own, then talking to a mentor is the best way to learn. It's not an effective way to learn. And so our classrooms are live instruction, where you will have lead instructors. Every single one of you would be put into learning teams of 5 people, and every learning team will have 2 dedicated teaching assistants. And what they would do is, if you get stuck on a problem, if you're struggling to understand a concept, if you need more support with your homework, you have a full team of people supporting you through the journey. And that's how we actually make our learning highly effective. And again, the goal is to give you a toolkit of skills. You will probably go through anywhere between 30 to 40 cases, and each of the case that you would deal with will teach you a very specific skill. So at the end of the training, we want you to have a full collection, full portfolio of skills that you can use from day one in your new job. And we will also make sure that you will be able to explain during the interview process how these skills that we teach you will actually help employers solve their own business problems. The final element is its flexibility. As I mentioned before, in the last 2 years, Correlation One has trained well over 3,500 Amazon associates. About 1,500 students are going through our programs right now. So we understand your needs, your challenges, and for instance, we know your schedule at Amazon is challenging. We understand that you have a family. We understand that you have other commitments outside your work at Amazon and your family that require your attention. So we have built this entire training curriculum to be flexible, so you can take it at your schedule. So it's not going to be full-time, it's going to be part-time, it's going to be broken into 3 parts. and we'll tell you more about it in a second. Every single component we've thoughtfully built to make sure that you're able to take in the content that we will be providing you in small pieces, in small bits, so it's easily digestible. We also give you a lot of flexibility. For instance, if you miss a lecture, we record the lecture so you're able to watch the lecture and catch up. If you're struggling with homework, you have one-on-one dedicated support. Your teaching assistant with an expert in the field will help you with your challenges that you face in the program. Then you actually have your full learning team to support each other. So every component is designed to help you be successful. In terms of the curriculum, this is not the exhaustive list, but just to give you a flavor, some of the things we'll be covering would be foundations in logistics and supply chain tools and concepts, foundations in Excel and analytical thinking, data extraction, data visualization, relational databases and SQL, data wrangling and transformation, predictive analytics and forecasting, designing dashboards and KPI tracking, enterprise resource planning software, and more. Just wanted to give you a flavor of the curriculum. And the next element, which is really important, is the program duration and time commitment. The classes, so this particular training is 12 weeks. The 12 weeks does not include 2 to 3 weeks of break time that we built in. We built in break time at different points in the curriculum. One, to give you an opportunity to catch up, as well as if there are other commitments like holidays, which will happen during the course of the program. So we will take breaks during those weeks. Roughly, what we expect from you is a 10-hour commitment. And the 10-hour commitment is going to be split into two-hour lectures, 5 hours of project work, and then 1 to 3 hours of flex learning time. So you're able to do your homework, catch up, and that sort of thing. So roughly, it's going to be about 10 hours a week. Now, we understand this is a lot. We don't take your time for granted. But the reason we want to be upfront and convey this expectation right up front is changing your job trajectory is going to be a lot of hard work. This is going to be a partnership, a mutual commitment between you and Correlation One, and we will always we'll go above and beyond what we need to do as long as you're putting in the effort. And so I also wanted to give you a rough time commitment that's required from you for us to deliver results for you. The next component of our training is career coaching. As I mentioned before, it's one thing to have technical skills. It's another skill to know how to conduct your job search successfully. So from day one, you would be paired up with a career success coach. This person will help you with rewriting your resume, creating an attractive LinkedIn profile for you so potential employers can find you. They will help you with your job search strategy, which will include what is the geography you want to work in, who are your ideal employers, what is the salary you want to make, what are other expectations that you have. And they will create a professional development plan that's customized just for you. They will support you with your job interview preparation. They will even support you with your salary negotiation. This one person, their goal is to help you get a job. They're incentivized to get results for you. And for context, career coaching is an expensive, if you were to go and get a career coach, that could cost you thousands of dollars. Now, as part of Correlation One's training program, you do not pay anything out of pocket. Amazon pays for the training program that covers everything. So it's no monetary commitment for you is necessary. This is the reason we invest in professional development and career success coaches for every single one of you, is because it actually gets results. And so, we will tell you more about professional career coaches. In fact, in both the examples that we spoke, examples that I gave you at the beginning of the presentation, both of them had attributed their success to their career success coach. So we take this aspect of the programming very seriously because it's been effective. The next element, the whole purpose of this training is actually to get you jobs. One of the things you will have exclusive access to when you go through the training is a jobs portal, a jobs marketplace. That's Correlation One's proprietary platform. We work with hundreds of employers. We get their job postings from them, and then our students will have access to those jobs. They can apply for those jobs. Moreover, your career success coach will constantly find jobs that are a suitable match for you, and will make sure that you're applying for those jobs, you're well prepared to go through the interview process and all of that. So this is a unique benefit of a Correlation One's training program, where you will have exclusive access to Correlation One's jobs marketplace. I'm going to skip the slide and talk about certification. At the end of this training program, you would receive a certification for graduating. There are requirements. There are requirements around attendance. There are requirements around homework submission. There are requirements around project work. We will walk you through everything once you complete your application process. Now, what that certification does is a few different things. One, it gives you a credential that is recognized by hundreds of employers. Correlation One works with hundreds of employers every year, trains over 12,000 people a year. And so our credential, graduating from one of our programs, has real value in the eyes of a lot of employers. Number two, it helps you to stack your credentials. One of the biggest trends in higher education is more and more employers, more and more governments are moving away from requiring a college degree. The big trend is skills-based hiring. Now, this certification will help you, give you a credential that could be stacked. For instance, you could finish this training and take Correlation One's data analytics program or software development program or a program from another provider. It helps you to stack credentials and build a comprehensive profile for you that's going to be helpful not only in the immediate job search, but for subsequent opportunities for all of you. So that's why the certification piece is really important. As I mentioned before, once you apply for the program, we will give you more details on the requirements for certification. Finally, the last part of the presentation, we are going to talk about how do you apply for the program. There's an application process, and I'm going to walk you through the details of the application. So there are two steps to the application. Step number one is a written application. Now, our goal for this section is to get to know you better. We want to know you as a person. We want to know you, your past experiences. We want to know about your aspirations. What motivated you to apply for this program? What is your goal? Are you willing? Are you open about changing jobs? Those kind of things. What this helps us do is, if we know you better, we're able to bring in the right career coaches who have experience advising people who have a similar background. And by the way, we also believe that every single one of us has skills and experiences that we may not realize would be helpful for a future job. So this section, the goal is to get to know you on a deeper, more meaningful level. Step two of the application process is a skills assessment. Now, every time I use the word skills assessment, the word assessment scares a few people. There's nothing here to be afraid of. I'm going to tell you about the skills assessment piece. So Correlation 1 skills assessment is a 45-minute assessment. You can take up to 45 minutes, 12 questions, all multiple choice. And the topics we would cover are some things like computer literacy, interpreting charts and graphs, information processing, and things of that nature. Now, why do we do this? We want to know what the baseline skills of all the applicants are. And our goal is not to eliminate anyone based on how they did in the assessment. Our goal is to understand your baseline skills today. Where do you stand today? So we can actually go and build a robust curriculum. For instance, if we know that some of you are lacking in certain skills, we will have extra support for you. We will have extra curriculum. We will have extra teaching assistant support to support a group of you who need that extra help. It helps us design a curriculum that caters to your need, and that's the reason we made this a mandatory requirement for our program. I want to repeat again that the goal is not to eliminate anyone. The goal is to make sure that we understand where you stand today, so we can help you to get all the skills you would need to land your next job. So that's the reason we make this mandatory. Now, our process is very, very streamlined and straightforward. You can get started with the application today. For instance, you could just scan the QR code, which will take you to the application landing page. Now, once the full process will take you about an hour, slightly less than an hour. Now, once you complete the application, we are able to admit you within 24 hours in some cases, and in some cases it might take slightly longer for us to process the application, but we try to get back to you no later than a week or 10 days, but you could be admitted as early as in under 24 hours. We want the whole experience to be streamlined. We want to get to know you. We want to make sure that we are in a position to deliver an amazing learning experience for you. And so that's why these steps are necessary for us to deliver an amazing experience for you. A couple of other things, you could obviously, scan the QR code, use this bit.ly link to start your application. And, we urge you to get started today. There's no day like today. And so feel free to scan the QR code and get started. I want to conclude by thanking you for your time, thanking you for investing the time. Any ambitious, difficult journey, which could have 1,000 steps, always starts with step number 1. The step number 1 is the most difficult step. I want to congratulate all of you for taking that first step today. You have had a lot of things that you could be doing, but you spent the time in investigating a potential career track that could lead to a better future. So kudos to all of you for taking the first step today. We take our responsibility, our mutual commitment very seriously. And that is the reason we wanted to give a very comprehensive overview of our training program. We wanted to be very transparent with our expectation. We wanted to be very transparent with our process. And we sincerely hope you found this information session to be useful. Now, in our training, in our application website, which you can access through this QR code, there's also an info@correlation1.com email. There's an email that we have listed. Feel free to reach out to us for any questions. This is an investment. This is a commitment, meaningful commitment from you. So we urge you to ask questions, and we encourage you to start this process today. I hope to read your applications. I also hope to meet a lot of you as students in our program. And I want to thank you again for investing this time with Correlation One. Before I go, I would actually like to play a video of some of our Amazon associates who have gone through our training programs. We think it'll be very enriching for all of you to listen to their experience. What were the challenges that they faced? How did they use the training program? How did they develop as a professional during the course of the program? And hearing those perspectives we feel would be really important. So the video is about 3.5, 4 minutes. So I encourage you to stick around, watch the video. And as I said before, Correlation One, we're all looking forward to reading your application and hopefully starting a journey, a partnership together. Thank you very much. Huge congratulations to all of you. We could not be prouder of your effort, your tenacity, and your hunger to learn. We are already seeing your hard work beginning to pay dividends. Several colleagues of yours in the program have started receiving new job offers and are beginning to start exciting new careers.
At Amazon, one of my favorite leadership principles is hire and develop the best. This principle is all about finding amazing talent, providing coaching and training, and helping them to advance their careers.
I can honestly say that participating in the Correlation One Data Analytics training program is the best decision that I have made in years.
I was a little bit nervous as I didn't know much about data analytics. But with the help of my TAs, I was able to feel more confident in myself and in my skills.
I was scared, but I guess there was that little spark in me, that little part of me that says, hey, you know what? Why don't I just give it a shot?
I'm someone that have always loved to play with data. I love problem solving. When I realized how much power that the data has, that inspired me to get into this program, to be part of data analytics.
They have boosted my confidence and helped me overcome imposter syndrome and learn how to craft details and concrete statements to reword my resume.
The more I got through the course, the more confident I felt in my capacity to be an excellent data analyst.
This program will help you learn, with our wonderful instructors, more about analyzing data from real-world situations.
I want to use this opportunity to say big thanks to my TAs. Thank you very much for all you did for us. We sincerely appreciate you for your hard work.
Want to extend a big thank you to my TAs. They're both super friendly, down to earth. They're very compassionate. When I had some rough days during the class, they were definitely there to support me.
It's been such an honor being on this journey with you all. I know it wasn't easy. You had to juggle work, your families, the program, job hunting, all at the same time, but you've done it.
Being a TA over these past couple of months has been one of the most rewarding experiences I have ever had. It's been an honor to go on this journey with you, and I hope you all have gained from it just as much as I did.
We have all been collaborating and cooperating and doing this tremendous work of learning analytics and learning how to use numerous softwares.
As a TA, I had front row seating for this accomplishment, and I want to remind you of all the struggles you went through and the challenges you overcame.
It's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, getting to meet so many of you and learn your stories and be part of your success and your journey.
It was not by any means an easy task, but as rewarding as it was for you to succeed, it was as rewarding for me to teach and be the person who facilitated that learning.
In addition to completing a robust data analytics curriculum, throughout this journey, you have also created a professional development plan, developed a competitive resume and LinkedIn profile, learned effective job search, networking, and interview strategies, and reflected on your personal brand.
It has truly been a pleasure being able to see you all grow and learn new skills throughout this entire program.
I hope that you have success in your professional career. I already consider you not fellows anymore, but as peers in this data analytics world.
I just wanted to congratulate all of the graduates on all of your hard work and completing the program.
And remember, this is just the first step. Congratulations.
Best of luck as you prepare to embark on this next phase of your journey.
I'm so proud of all of you for taking that leap to change your lives and your careers, and for trusting Correlation One to help you along that journey.
I'm so fire to get into the field, to explore the data analytics world.
I'm a little bit closer to my goal with graduating with honors and having a new and exciting career.
I have already started recommending the program to colleagues at Amazon, and I would recommend Correlation 1 to anyone who is interested in upskilling in the data analytics field.